Okay, guys, so I'm going to tell you, I'm going to talk to you about fashion, which to us, it's all about three things that fashion brands always have to take care of. And that's always branding, that's product, and that's customer relationship, right? But fashion is not, and retail in general is not that easy, right? So there's a lot of challenges around these core points for fashion that we want to help fashion brands with. So we created the ultimate platform they can connect to so that we can help them with these extremely hard but very relevant challenges that are around fashion, which for us are not only size and fit, but access to technology. So fashion is an industry very exposed to technology, but it's not building it inside. Number two, second pillar would be overstocks. So you are creating items, you are creating products, you are pre-purchasing them, you have to stock them, and then you try to sell them. This doesn't mean that you will sell all of them, right? So after every collection, you always face overstock and, of course, circularity and sustainability, which is not only a market trend, but also a regulatory trend. No? So basically, upon these three pillars, we've built one platform that is playing this multi-pillar, let's say, fashion tech platform, where any brand can connect to us so they can get benefits on those three challenges that I was mentioning. We've been doing this with major brands, like just to name a few, like Levi's, for example, or high-end fashion brands from Italy, like Moschino, D2, Canali. We work for over nearly 100 brands that are all over the place. Even inside this business, we've created a SaaS business with very interesting profit margins. And we are actively doing a roll-up strategy right now, where we are looking for other businesses to join the group. And on top of this, we've positioned ourselves as a very sustainability-driven company. There is a huge market trend inside fashion, not only because of the market trends, but also because of the regulatory trends around sustainability and circularity. So why now? Like, what's the moment? Why it's like this happening right now, and why is it so relevant? So as of today, just to give you some figures, there's an inventory crisis. So there's nearly 300 billion items that are unsold annually after the season is over. So brands have a huge issue here with overstocks. There's also a returns problem. So online is growing like crazy. We all know this. But I don't know if you knew that many brands have up to 50% returns. So one every two items they sell, they get returned, mainly due to size and fit. So it's a huge, huge challenge for them to scale efficiently when they're selling online. There's also a sustainability trend here, not only a market trend, but also a regulatory trend. So even in the European Union, there's a regulation coming that is going to force brands to be much more sustainable. This means giving their items a second life, using more sustainable materials. So it's a huge market trend. And we are taking all this time into account with our tech maturity that we've been building for several years now. We are already executing a proven M&A roll-up play that I will explain later a little bit in further detail. And we already established a clear path to profitability. So basically, as of today, the company is based in three pillars, three different business units that are owned by MySize Inc, which are Orgad, which is an overstock monetization platform. So basically, we take overstocks from brands and we sell them in other platforms, mainly Amazon, using Amazon FBA. We have Naiz Fit as the tech enablement. So it's basically a platform that is customized for fashion. So it's a tech enablement platform with a SaaS business model for fashion. So fashion brands can connect to our technology and we can unlock technologies for them, like virtual try-on, returns management, magic mirror experiences for retail stores, size recommendation engines for the online store, all in one place, or a one-stop shop. And Percentil, which is a circularity as a service, both operating in a D2C, so basically turning your wardrobes into stores, but also on a B2B, so helping brands create their own pre-owned experiences. So it's a huge opportunity. Fashion, it's going to reach nearly 2 trillion by 2027. Fun fact here, I'm from Spain, so that is going to mean that fashion is going to be bigger than Spain. Okay, Spain is going to always be prettier, I know, but fashion is going to be bigger. So it's a huge, huge market and getting even bigger. There's a huge online resale issue here, as I was talking before, because fashion brands have to pre-purchase and pre-manufacture items, so that means they never sell everything, so they have to take care of this. And there's a huge sustainability mandate also affecting major global brands that are in the EU, which are like more than 10K brands. So we've done this acquisition roll-up strategy that we already started executing with 3 different acquisitions so far. So Naiz Fit was acquired to create all this technology and SaaS business model inside the company, the publicly traded vehicle. We also acquired Orgad as this Amazon FBA overstock management platform. And we recently acquired Percentil assets to create the circularity side of things on top of it, right? So diving deeper into the business units, Orgad, it's nearly 8 million revenue last year handling these overstocks. We handle more than 30K SKUs from major brands like Adidas, On, Hoka, Salomon, many other. And we've built a business from profitability at its core, right? So it's a business that was born profitable and we keep making profitable, right? So, and to do this, we use Amazon FBA's infrastructure, so we are able to get a huge reach of potential buyers without having to spend that much amount of money in marketing and building the model very efficiently from scratch. On top of this, we have Percentil. So this is the circularity platform. This is a platform that it's a managed marketplace, similar to ThreadUp in the US, another business model that we always follow very closely. That has processed more than 12 million units, 12 million SKUs, sold more than 4 million of them. The others were taken care of with our recycling partners that we can also handle. And we are doing this dual D2C and B2B model. So basically, we can get items from any seller, like any end consumer that wants to get rid of old items. We process them, we take care of them, we take them into our warehouse, we sell them, and we pay you back part of that selling price. And we also do this into a B2B model. So we unlock this possibility inside brands. So brands can create their own pre-owned business model inside their e-commerce. And we're doing this, for example, with C&A or Springfield from Tenda Group, so very big and trusted multi-billion companies in Europe. And last but not least, the SaaS engine here, Naiz Fit, with more than 70 clients. We've taken care of more than 11 million users, so 11 million purchasers that used our technologies anyhow, asking for size recommendations or anyhow. And we processed and modeled more than 220K garments, so we have a lot of data regarding consumers and garments and how they match to each other on a very unique way, which is taking into account fit, which is core in fashion. So we have 11 million users who we know their body measurements of, right? And how that matches more than 200K items. With our technologies, we've been able to generate on our customers a conversion uplift of up to 2x or even 8x when integrating our technologies. And we also help brands to reduce returns. So we have an impact, a direct impact in their P&Ls from day one. So we are creating this flywheel, let's say, where we are able to not compete, but empower brands with all these challenges that they have around not only branding, product, and customer relationship that I said before, but the rest that is surrounding these core pillars for fashion. We are helping them in those challenges, right? So we are building a one-stop shop for fashion where you can connect to us and unlock all these capabilities, right? So where are we financially? We are publicly traded in Nasdaq. As you can see here, we've been building the pillars, building the technology, building the assets, building the market knowledge for several years. And now to us is the moment to grow. And we are on this path towards growth, having nearly 20% year-over-year revenue increases, also reducing loss a lot, and taking care of our cash, having enough runway for the upcoming months. And our growth plan to make this happen and building a very successful company is going through these steps here. So we are expanding our resale markets in the European Union. So currently we are operating in Spain, Germany, Italy, and France, and we are opening new ones. We are launching these size and fit technology partnerships, not only in Europe, but also in the US and in Asia, because we currently have customers in Australia, Latin America, and mainly Europe. So we are also opening these new markets. We are already exploring 2 to 3 additional M&As for this and next year that we think can also add value to this flywheel showcase that I told you. And already targeting a break-even EBITDA by Q3 next year. Okay, so in 12 to 12 months or so. We have a very diverse team with Ronen, our CEO, serial entrepreneur, more than 20 years in retail tech, sold several companies, that founded the company with Billy. She has more than 20 years in product and operation background, also advising several publicly traded companies too. We have Oren that led an IPO of over $100 million and has been working and helping several boards for Nasdaq publicly traded companies. I am originally the founder of Naiz Fit that I sold to the group, to MySize, and I've also launched and exited other companies. And together with Aritz, that he's the CTO, and he's very proud to say that he started developing when he was 3 years old, and that's his like tagline. So we have a very diverse but very cohesive team. And as I was saying before, we work for several brands. This is just an example of them in the casual space, like Levi's or Kiabi. Kiabi is a huge French fashion brand, or Pepe Jeans, Hackett, to name a few. We also have a strong relationship with uniform companies, which is not that well-known business, but super, super big. We work for companies like Workwear Group from Australia, or Threads from Dubai, or Uniform for Kids from the UK too. We also have a strong space in lingerie, athleisure sport, which is a very trendy area as of today, and we work for companies like Define, huge athleisure brand, or Bo Avenue, a lingerie brand from the UK. And we also have a space for luxury brands like Moschino, Discord 2, so mainly Italian brands that sell all over the place. Or Canali, for example, with a strong presence here in the US. So basically, our belief is that we've built the pipes, right? We were very focused on building the foundations of this business. Now we are connecting the blocks. So we are not only doing this roll-up strategy because it adds value to the brands, we're also doing it because it generates a lot of internal synergies. So I'll give you a brief example. For example, with this Percentil, this second-hand fashion marketplace, we are connecting our own technologies to it. So we can solve one of the biggest pains in second-hand, which is handling sizes, right? You only have one SKU of one size. We can filter the whole store for your body, right? So, for example, this store now handles above 100,000 SKUs, only one item, one size. We're able to filter the whole store by your body, which is a game changer for this industry, or generating virtual try-on experiences, or even generating, substituting the old, second-hand image of an item that you can think of. We can create with our AIs images as if they were like a pure e-commerce and taken by a human, no? But we are AI-based, generating them for each SKU real time. No? So we are building, or we've been building the pipes and connecting these blocks, and to us right now is the time to scale, and we see a very bright future to us and to the business plan that we have ahead. And I would love you guys to join, and I'm more than happy to answer any of your questions. Thank you very much. If there's any. If not, there's food outside, which is always good news.
When you talk about the roll-ups, I mean, what is the size and scope of potential roll-ups in your industry? Obviously you have a very small market cap at the beginning. Mm-hmm. Is it just like mom and pop add-ons, or how can you describe it?
So that's a great question, and of course, having the market valuation we have now has its own limitations, and it's you know better than me. But we see a lot of opportunities with companies that are not that big but have built amazing technology, and they're lacking go-to-market capabilities mainly in the technological side of things. So we are looking to technological opportunities with those eyes. So great technology, usually great team, great founders, lacking go-to-market, which we can add to the table. And from the consumer perspective, just the other way around. So companies that are good with go-to-market or have a good product, but they need technology in order to change their own business model. as of, for example, Percentil, the second-hand fashion company. So that's the eyes we are using to look into the market, no? And there's huge opportunities in the market, even though they are not trillion revenue companies, no?
I mean, is an Etsy like a competitor, or do you actually use Etsy to like find people that are on Etsy that might be looking to step, like you're talking about getting the other side of it, which is the product side,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, is that
Again, I don't get to the question.
Is Etsy like a sort of a I mean, it's a platform for
Yep.
people, right? So, I mean, are you looking to actually pull people off of that, that do, therefore, like doing it themselves with your backbone? Is that kind of how that works?
So we see Etsy as a potential competitor more for the second-hand experience, because even though I'm saying second-hand all the time, it's not only second-hand, it's circular. So for example, we also take into account garments that are brand new but are overstock or have small errors, like they don't have the box or the box is broken, stuff like this. So we are fighting, let's say, against these platforms to capture more circular aware consumers. So I would say to that end, the answer would be a yes. But we believe that if you add to that equation the technologies that we have inside the group, you can create amazing consumer experiences that are above Etsy consumers' experiences. Because in Etsy, if you go into Etsy as of today as a consumer, you would find an endless catalog, agree? But it's hard to find what you're looking for because it's so big, you know? But we believe that if we inject our technologies to it, we will be able to tell you what you need and what you're looking for. In fashion, for example, sizing is a huge issue when you're doing second-hand. It's like plus 100K items, how many are going to be for you? It's like
You find something you like, it's not your size.
you're going to drive yourself crazy, no? So we can personalize the whole experience for you, which for us is a game changer, for example. Yeah.
Thank you.
No worries. That's all? Okay, amazing. Thank you, guys.